Hello, I'm Yokum, and how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could, in fact, chuck wood? So, most of my stories tend to run a little long, probably longer than they need to, but that's how I like to tell them, so that's what you're getting. But this video, I want to do what I basically call quick quips. This is short stories that I feel don't deserve their own full video, but I'm gonna slam a couple into this one and see how many I can get before we hit the, 30-minute mark. So, the first story is the story of why I can't hear the words chocolate milk without just giggling my ass off. So, this was my first day at the Tard School, and this story basically sets the tone for my entire illustrious career at that magical place. So, I had gone through the first day. The first day, they keep you sheltered. They keep you with the group that you come in with, and you go through orientation, and everybody's friendly here, and it's a good time. Until it comes dinner time, and we're all standing in line, and I'm talking to one of the dudes that I came in with. He was my roommate, We're just a fairly similar dude, kind of off, but, not overly so. Tolerable out of the spectrum of normalcy. Let's go with that. About the same as I am, but so we're standing in line and we're just kind of jibber-jabbering back and forth. We're talking about shows, and we get up to the line, and we start putting the food on the tray, and we get up to where all the milk is, or all the drinks are, and the sped that was working in the kitchen, decides to inform us, this is a special occasion that we have chocolate milk. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I put one on my tray, and the dude behind me puts one on his tray, and the guy behind him gets up there and immediately decides to announce to the entire cafeteria, I like chocolate milk! And this was perfectly normal. And we all go and sit down and have our dinners. Okay, so story number 2. Lamanda and the cigarettes. So, one of the things there, especially in the Tard School, was its own micro community, basically. And because a lot of people there were, disabled, things like that, everybody was used to, they get their checks on, the 3rd of the month, and that's when they got money, and it is what it is. But there were a lot of other people that had other incomes, or had side gigs, or had some other way of making money, so they would be able to buy cigarettes throughout the month, and then, the other people that got disability checks would get their checks right there at the 1st of the month, and that's when they would buy all their cigarettes and everything else, all of their supplies for the entire month. So, inevitably, with a situation like that, some people come up short later in the month before they could get their check, but after they've ran through all of their supplies that they bought at the beginning of the month. So any of us that smoked, if we had cigs, come the 20th, somebody would always be out, but we knew damn well they were getting paid later, and they would pay us back. It's what I refer to as cigarette karma. You bum one now, I'll bum some at the beginning of the month when you get paid. And it usually worked. But inevitably, this is why communism fails. There was always the slacker in the group. There was always the one that never had cigarettes, never had money, but would bum from everybody else with the imaginary promise that, oh, I'll get you what I get, when I get some, but they never got some. So there were inevitably the handful of individuals that would be continuously be negative. One of those was, Amanda, that's how she talked. It was like this all the time. It was like a southern drawl mixed with retard. And just a little bit of I'm too lazy to talk right mixed in there. Like, it's not even that much of an exaggeration. She's Amanda. Like, one of those people that couldn't be bothered to close their mouth at the end of a word, so just kept dragging on and dragging into the next word. So, Amanda was one of those people that would always, never had cigarettes. I don't think I ever saw this girl with a pack for the first 6 months that I was there, but she would just harangue everybody else until finally somebody would give her a cigarette to shut her the fuck up. Of the definition of bringing nothing but the habit. So, one day it comes up that I go out to the smoking area, and Amanda has like 3 cartons of Marlboro Reds sitting right beside her. I had a full pack in my pocket at this time because I was one of the people that always had the side gigs going on. So, I immediately, like, as soon as I saw that, I'm just like, hey, Amanda, do you mind if I bum a smoke? I just got some money and I won't have any for a while again. These gotta last me. Huh. That's real funny. Because I think I've bummed, you've bummed a whole lot of cigarettes off me. And it would be nice to get one in return for once. No, these gotta last. Huh. Okay. So, to keep what I was going at, turned to one of the other people that was always good for cigs. Like, if they needed one, I always got them. If I needed one, they always got me. So, turned to him and I'm just like, yo, Billy, can I get a cig? And he's just like, yeah, bet you gotta come around here, because smoking area was basically a lean-to with walls that had plexiglass and everything else. But there was a gap between the wall that it was against and the actual smoking area. So I go around back, he's sitting, Amanda's sitting here, carton's right beside her, ashtray, Billy is sitting right here. So I go around, reach out, and immediately just snag a carton. Like, snatch one of Amanda's cartons of fucking Marlboros, the most expensive, the girl who never has cigarettes and magically has the most expensive cigarettes available. Snatch a carton, run around, tear the carton open as I'm going, and start grabbing packs, stuff one in my pocket, and start, you get a pack, turned into the Oprah Winfrey of somebody else's cigarettes. You get a pack, you get a pack, you get a pack, you get a pack. Start throwing packs of cigarettes to everybody that I know she's just bummed the ever-living fuck out of, and, has never given another cigarette back. So obviously, Amanda starts throwing a fit about this. And it started screeching, oh, mine! I'm just like, well, their repayment for all of the cigarettes you bummed. And so just continue, like, I empty the carton, throw the paper as far away as I could. So this tubbly little, retarded talking bitch starts waddling her happy ass down to security there at the Tard School. And within a couple minutes, they come back out, and it's Daniels. Like, we're good. Him and I are always joking around. We're always talking back and forth. Like, one of the first things I did when I got to the Tard School was I set up a good rapport with 3 groups. The lunch ladies, the maintenance men, and the fucking security. Right off the bat. Those are the three groups of people you need to be in any location you go to. Food, cleanliness, security. Bit of life advice. Hashtag life hack. So, Daniels comes out and he looks at me and he's just like, you don't ever cause trouble, but what's Amanda going on about that you stole her cigarettes? And I'm just like, I didn't steal anything. Why would I have my own, I have my own pack of cigarettes. I have my own pack of cigarettes. Why would I steal hers? Those aren't even my brand. So he just kind of looks at me and he's just like, looks at everybody else that they're out in the smoking area that I just spent all that time throwing cigarettes to. He's just like, did Monty steal anything? Like, what's going on? And they're all just like, no, Monty didn't steal anything. Why would he steal anything? He's got his own cigs. So yeah, if ever you need to get away with some shit, pay off people in packs of cigarettes. Oh, so yeah. Let's see. I had a third story here. Shit. Oh, okay. So, another fun one. Scott was this big lanky dude, like Sasquatch looking motherfucker. The guy had to be probably 6'4", 6'5". Just kind of dopey. Nice enough guy, but just kind of slow. And, wait. Let me compose myself so I can do the way he talked right. Just this, oh, okay, kind of dude. And so one of the things that the art school did is we had, like, field trips, which, to this day, looking back, were just kind of a detriment to the entire community. Like, all you were doing was taking all these speds out and putting them on parade and, forcing them to deal with the public. Like, why would you do this? This is cruel to the speds. This is cruel to the public. I digress. So, one of the things we would do, like, every week is we'd go to the movie theater. This is fairly straightforward. Every Tuesday night, it wasn't one of the busy nights for the movie theater. It wasn't anything else going on at the Tard School. Like, that was, of all the nights to take a bunch of speds and stuff them into, a movie theater where they need to sit in the same spot and hang out for, like, minimum of 90 minutes, like, and not yell at the screen. The Tuesday night was the night to do it. It is what it is. So, we go to the movie theater, and everybody's movie ticket, each student's movie ticket was paid for. But any of the students that had income, like the ones who got a check and had their own money, were free to buy any of the concessions, anything like that. Fairly simple. Straightforward, simple business interaction. Theater would cut the Tard School a load price, so they'd fill seats on a night that was empty, and they sold any concessions where the real money is, other than merchandising, where the real money from the movies is made. But, so they would sell concessions to the Tard School, and, they'd make money on it. Fairly simple, straightforward. So, we all go in there one night, and Scott never has money. Scott didn't get a check, but wasn't socially adept enough to have any kind of a side hustle, anything like that. It's like, he was just simple enough dude. Nice, super nice dude. Don't get me wrong. But he could, couldn't really manage buying concessions every week. And generally, knowing, movie night was coming up, I'd have a handful of things like, hey, can you do that? If you run down to the store and grab me a pack of smokes, I'll give you a couple bucks. So he would have money for this. But he didn't this week. And we all go, all decide which theater we're going to, everything else. We round up, and all of a sudden, Scott has a big bucket of popcorn. Out of nowhere. Where the fuck do you get the popcorn? Yeah, I never buy the big bucket. He buys the couple's combo that is, 2 child-sized drinks and a tiny bag of popcorn. So, me and a couple of the other people were just like, where the fuck did that come from? Why has he got the giant bucket of popcorn? What the fuck's going on? Because we have nothing better to do at this point, but, so, got this giant bucket of popcorn. And there's a little bit of popcorn left in it, which the movie hasn't even started. So why's he got this much popcorn in this much bucket? So he immediately stops in the middle of the lobby, turns this entire giant bucket up, and just starts shoveling it in his face. And then he goes up to the counter, and he's just like, I need a refill on this. And the concession worker kind of looks at him, and she's just like, the movie hasn't started. And he's just like, but I need... That's how he talked. I need a refill on this popcorn. She's just like, oh, okay, and fills it up, and she hands it back to him, and she's just like, where'd you get this from? Because we haven't sold any. And he's just like, I got it from a friend. And suspicious enough as is. So, girlfriend and I were going into one movie, and he decides to tag along, because me and him sat there and MST3K'd a movie, or at least I would, and he would laugh at the comments, he understood. But, so we start getting into the theater, and he turns to me and tries to be all conspiratorial, and it's just like, at maximum volume, I found this on the top of the trash. Do you want some? No, Scott. No, I'm good. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. I got my own popcorn. Okay. Don't tell on me. No problem. So we get a little bit into the movie, and I've already seen the movie, but that was the best choice available, so I go out. Go back out, and I turn to go up to the poor fucking girl. This poor dumb girl that was working the cash register for the concessions, and I was just like, hey, by the way, just thought you ought to know, for the sake of public health, from now on, before we show up 7 o'clock every Tuesday evening. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to empty the trash cans. And she just looks at me, mortified, and I'm just like, I'm not saying that's where anything came from. I'm just saying, probably ought to put somebody on emptying trash cans before the Tard Brigade shows up. Oh. So, yeah. Oh, Christ. So, yeah. Tard School. Magical place. Fun stories. I'll throw some more at y'all later if y'all like this, and I've got a whole lot more quick quips. So, yeah. Holla if you want more. Bye-bye.